Hello, YouTube. This is Bash bringing you here for uh, quarterfinals of the Krash Season 5. We're up against TCMTL. And yesterday I dropped a team builder, so definitely check that out so you know what the sets are on my team and kind of look more in depth about what the team is, what my sets are exactly. But basically, I'll go over shortly, like a brief if you don't feel like watching that entire video. But I definitely encourage you to see what my thought process is behind this match and the team I brought and what I thought he was going to be bringing. But let me go over the teams real quick. His team, let me pull it up. His team consists of Megaladios, Mew, Tapu Bulu, Zumaro, Rotom Heat, Registeel, Savali, Pal, Swine, and Teleon. My team consists of Torn T, Mega Diancie, Jirachi, Como, Milotic, Rillaboom, Entei, Skuntank, Palisade, and Trapinch. Um, and then for really quickly, I will tell you my sets. Palisade's a very speed F set with Shore Up, Shadow Ball, Toxic Stealth Box, mainly here to help with Rotom Heat and possibly Megaladios, depending on the set. Torn T is a wide lens set with Hurricane U-Turn, Nasty Plot, Taunt, Terminator. The combo is Lumberry, which I named Dream Punch, Poison Jab, X Scissor. Jirachi's a Fizz Def set with U-Turn, Iron Head, Thunder Wave, Life Dew with leftovers. Mega Dancey's a Rock Polish, Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Earth Power, Speed Creeping. I believe it was me. I think it was outspeeding Mew. I didn't think I wanted to run enough speed to outspeed Megalodius just in case it didn't come. I felt like that was better. And then last but not least, we got Melodic, Flame Orb, Recover, Scald, Ice Beam, Haze. So looking at what he brought the Mew, Inteleon, Megalodios, Rotom Heat, Registeel, and Tapu Bulu. Now, what I was really kind of surprised about, I believe I said this in the team builder as well. I'm surprised he didn't bring a Azumarill. I really thought Azumarill was coming to this match. I knew for a fact that Rotom Heat was coming. I knew for a fact Registeel was coming. Um, I wasn't. I said I had a feeling about Inteleon, and Mew probably coming in Tapu Bulu, but I wasn't sure if he's bring Megalodios in the last spot or Azumarill. I feel like Azumarill was pretty good against my team, and that's partially the reason why I brought Milotic for this match. So, but he does know Azumarill, so Milodic's can be a little bit more free in this match. Probably going to be more of a check to maybe offensive Dragon Dance Mew on Inteleon, unless Inteleon has taunt. I believe it does have taunt, so that's something I need to keep in mind. Um, uh, Depending on the Megalodios set and Registeel. That's probably what the main goal of this match is. To help with those, more for Registeel to get the burn off on it and try to wear it down. I'm guessing that's the leftovers Registeel Spadef for Mega Dancy. And I believe Inteleon's probably going to be like an Expert Belt, U-Turn, Dark Pulse, Surf, Ice Beam set, which is kind of like I said in the team builder, or even a Tom set, maybe either. I was surprised Megalodios came. I didn't bring my main answer to Megalodios and Skuntank, but there's based off the team matchup, I'm a-okay with that. But I know what I have to do this match. I know what I have to do this match. I'm going to lead off with Torn T, I believe, just because I want to make sure that I get momentum early in this match. The part of the reason is because as I said in the team builder, the goal of this match is to get Mega Dancing as many times as possible on that Rotom Heat. So that means Jirachi and Torn T are going to be most of the time just clicking U-turn so I can get Mega Dancing on Rotom Heat for free. And just get off damage because I'm probably expecting Registeel to come out. Another thing we'll have to do is also if my Palisade is really good for Rotom Heat. It's going to stop the Volt Switch. And the best thing it's probably going to do is maybe like a Will-O-Wisp Hex set, but I don't expect that this match. I don't think he expects Palisade to come, especially against a team with Inteleon, Tapu Bulu, and Azumarill. It seems very unlikely, but it honestly looks pretty decent in this match. So yeah, I'm going to lead with Torn T. Let's see what he leads off with. Oh, and just a heads up for a little thing. This is going to be a really long game. I'm just going to let you guys sit in on that one. You'll see in a second why. You'll see in a bit why. He goes Tapu Bulu. I lead Torn T. I want to immediately go for the U-turn because I know that he's not staying in here. He's not staying on Torn T. And if he does, I'm going straight into Jirachi anyway. I'm going to Mega Deontay and get the Mega Evolution off as soon as possible. I'm going to click Earth Power here. Get some damage off on this. Shows to be max Bidef, yes. And then the Leech Seed plus, not Leech Seed, Leftovers plus Grassy's Terrain is going to be so annoying for this. As I realized, as he goes for Toxic here, so if I stayed in, I could have put it in pretty good range of getting next time coming in would have gone 2-shot. But oh well. I'm gonna get my Rocks up, I believe here. I want to get my Rocks up against him, see what kind of Rotom Heat set he is, and I'm just gonna go straight into my Jirachi. Jirachi is such a free switch into Tapu Bulu, unless his choice band like Darkest Area, but even then I could pivot. He chose to be sub, so it probably is like a sub Leech Seed set based off of like team setting. I'm just going to go for Airhead, break this sub as he goes for the Leech Seed, and I'm just going to U-turn out. I don't think he's staying in. Even if he does, I can go into Torn and just U-turn again. So that's fine. As I'm going to go U-turn, and he shows to be Heavy Duty Boots Rotom Heat, which makes sense. And I'm going to go straight out into my Mega Dance and just put on more pressure. This time I'm going to go for Diamond Storm, I think. I think I go for Diamond Storm here or Earth Power. No, I go for Earth Power, I think. No, I go Diamond Storm. Just in case I get the defense boost thing, I could have done a lot to register right there and would have 2-shot with, so that's kind of fine, but I'm going to go to Milotic. I don't think he's going for Toxic again because he probably expects the Palossand switch in. So I'm going to get my Flame Orb off right now, which is really nice for the game, at least for like Inteleon, stuff like that. I'm going to go for Ice Beam, expecting the Tapu Bulu to come in, but he just gets his Rocks up, which is kind of disappointing on my part because if I went for a Scald and got a Burn, that would have been really good for us, but apparently not. I'm going to go for a Scald this time. And he makes a good play in Tapu Bulu, risking the Scald burn, but it's fine. As I don't get the burn, which is fine too. I'm going to go to Jirachi, and this is going to be, I'm just going to let you guys know from here on, it's just going to be a lot of just pivoting, defensive switch-ins, recovering, just a lot of stall, to be honest. He's going for a Horleech. I believe I go for, he shows Sub Leech and Horleech this time, so I'm guessing the last move is Play Rough, so he can't touch Jirachi and then Leech Seed. So I'm just going to pivot in and out between the two. As he goes for another Horleech, which is surprising in my opinion. He made the play I overpredicted, but I could just U-turn out here, bring in Rotom Heat here, because he doesn't want to stay on a Torn T. And I'm just going to U-turn out. I'm guessing this is Spadef Rotom Heat here. I'm going to go back into Mega Deontay, and I'm just going to click Earth Power again. Get off as much damage as possible on the Registeel, as I said before, because it's always going to be a switch into Mega Deontay. Mega Deontay is terrifying. I get a good amount of HP, but like because of the leftovers and grassy terrain, it's gonna put him outside of the range of another Earth Power, and I don't want this thing to die yet. And I've got a free switch into both Milotic and Palossand on this, so he makes a good play into Tapu Bulu here, but that's fine because that means I get grassy terrain recovery here, and I get still another free switch into Jirachi, and I can just Life Dew up on the next turn, which is kind of the point here. I'm gonna go Jirachi, and he's gonna go for the Leech Seed, I think. I could just Life Dew here to get more recovery here. But based on the way that he's playing this, I'm guessing this set is Play Rough as the last wave, and I'm guessing Kevia Berry is the last one, to be honest. See, I showed the Life Dew, bringing himself up back to a higher health, but now he's at a very high health, which is so frustrating. Look at this. He's already back up to 66%, which is very frustrating for me because I just worn this thing all the way down. But that's fine. I'm going to go to Milotic here. As he goes for the Seismic Toss. I could have gone into Palossand there and blocked the Seismic Toss, but it's fine. Whatever. I'm just going to get a Recover off, I think, here. He goes Tapu Bulu. That's fine, too. I'm just going to get a Recover off, as I said before. And I think I go for a Scald in this one. As Grassy Terrain ends this turn, which makes sense. I probably should have went for the Ice. I probably could have gone for the Ice Beam here. But getting a Scald burn could have been really nice for for either Tapu Bulu or Registeel, of course. So I was playing like the longer game, and plus, Jirachi's so free on the Tapu Bulu, based off the team setting, based off of his moveset at least by the looks of it. So I'm just going straight back into Jirachi here. If he wants to pull a double, that's fine because he goes in Inteleon, yeah. Expecting the U-turn. I live a Dark Pulse actually from here if he's Expert Belt, I believe. So I'm just gonna go for a Thunder Wave. This is a huge threat to my team. I'm just gonna go for a Thunder Wave, get that off, which is really good. For us, meaning Jirachi outspeeds this, so does Mega Deontay, so does everything on my team except for Palossand, I believe, at this time. So I'm going to go right into my Milotic here, and I get a free Recover off because he's not going to be able to do too much to me. Work Up Inteleon is not doing too much. It does 26%, and I'm just going to Recover here. Get some more grassy terrain recovery too. He goes for a Dark Pulse and gets a crit, which kind of sucks, to be honest, because that means I have to go for another recover, and grassy terrain is gone now at this point. But I want to stay outside of this range because my Loic is literally here for this, and I don't care if Tapu Bulu comes in for free. But I should have been realizing that metronome. I didn't really realize in the game that this was metronome, Talion. So that pair really sucked for him. But it was. We talked about this after the game. It was inevitable that he was gonna get paralyzed anyway. But yeah, so they crit they kind of be equal each other out. Is now I'm gonna be able to wall this thing because I got rid of the workup, and I could just go for a Scald here, working this thing down. It's gonna be, as I said, this is gonna be a while because I didn't bring coverage for Inteleon with this. I literally just gonna have to Scald it down, which is the best way to beat it. But he can't really touch me either because he's not bringing taunt, and he's not going for workup again. He's just going for Dark Pulse. Just interesting to know. I'm just gonna go for another Scald, bring him a little bit lower, and I can recover next turn. As this is doing a lot of damage now, which it's so funny to me. I didn't really realize it. I wasn't really paying attention to the damage because I thought I was able to 1v1 this, but it's actually doing a lot of damage now at 34%. But I'm just gonna recover up even more, and he could get parried or something like that, just like that right there. So he's got parried twice. Out of all those turns, that's kind of fair, I guess, but it still sucks. Now I'm gonna get Scald off, and he's gonna be really lower, and I'm just gonna go for it. He gets another crit, which is all right. I can just recover that off. So we got 2 crits for 2 para. But yeah, I'm just gonna recover it off. And at this point, I can go for a Scald, or I go for another. I think I go for another recovery here just to get as much HP as possible. End up as much HP as possible here. But he goes into Tapu Bulu, which is fine with me because I'm back at 100% here. That means I'm at 94%, which is really good for me. I'm going to go right back into Jirachi. Jirachi's at full anyway. If he wants to make the double into Rotom Heat, that's fine with me. Because that means I could just go at the Palisand, and he doesn't really do too much to Palisand. I can just shore up right there. See, here we go. I go to Palisand. Overheat, there's a decent amount. Yes, but the special attack drop means I could definitely live no matter what, unless he gets a crit here. So I'm going to just recover this. I'm going to shore up right here. I could have gone for a Toxic, but I felt like playing the longer. Did I go for a Toxic here? No, I go for shore up. Because I felt like it was a longer game to play. Definitely better in the longer game, I guess. I'm going to go straight out into Jirachi here now on this play. As he goes to he clicks Leech Seed. I could go for U-turn or Iron Head. I believe I go for the Iron Head here. Because I don't want this. I don't want Tapu Bulu over predicting. And yeah, grassy terrain isn't gone, so I don't know if he's going Registeel. Oh, wait, did I go for U-turn? No, I go for U-turn here. My bad. That's a different turn. I go for U-turn. Get into Mega Dante. I'm clicking Earth Power again, expecting the Registeel. With him, he can't do much to me anyway. So other than Volt Switch, it's not going to do too much. He doesn't want to risk that. So I'm going to go for Earth Power. Look at that damage. So now it's at a point where it dies to another. It dies to, on switch into anything pretty much. From Mega Dante after. So that's something to keep in mind. I believe I recover and then Scald here? Or do I Scald first? I Scald first. I want to get that burn. And I finally get a bird out of... but it's fine. Because that keeps him in range. Pretty close in range to... that puts him in range of the Mega Dante, which is kind of the point of why I wanted to get the burn on the Registeel long game. So my Lodic is going to I'm just going to recover off with my Lodic. I could go into Palisand here if I wanted to, but I want to keep Palisand healthy. Inteleon's not a threat anymore. Every team my team outspeeds it, so my Lodic is kind of a little bit more spendable. But I'm going to go into Palisand predicting the Sizotas. And I believe I pop off a Toxic because I expect him to switch because he thinks I'm going to have Earth Power. And he wants this as sort of like a pivot, I guess, per se. So I'm just going to fire off a Toxic on this thing, which means that this thing is now on a timer too, which is really good for us. So now the sub Leech Seed shenanigans is going to hurt him too if he wants to stay in. So it gives him more reason to switch out. But I'm going to go into Jirachi here. If he wants to make the double to Rotom Heat, that's perfectly fine because I'm going to just go right back into my Palisand. I couldn't tell if his Rotom Heat was going to have speed on it, so I didn't U-turn once on the. I didn't want to U-turn once on the Rotom Heat in case he had enough speed to speed creep Jirachi. But I'm just gonna go for a shore up here. as he goes for the overheat, and I'm just gonna shore up again, I believe. Um, no, I shore up, yeah, I shore up here, and I'm gonna go out to Milotic here. Milotic is literally just Milotic is here just to be. It could be a good pivot for Italian, to be honest. I could get a free recover off on this pretty easily. He gets paralyzed, which kind of sucks, but oh well, it's yellow magic. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I'm just gonna go for a recovery here, and I'm gonna go for a recover and then pivot out into Jirachi here, and I believe he goes for a leech seed at this point. Yeah, I believe he goes for a leech seed at this point of the match. As yeah, he goes for a leech seed, and I'm just gonna go for Iron Head. Yeah, Rotom Heat could come in and get some recovery, but I want to put some pressure on the top of Bulu at this point. And he's just gonna sack Italian, which is really good for me, to be honest. I mean, Italian wasn't doing much this match anyway, because the only thing that's outspeeding is Palossand at this point, so anything would have killed it anyway. So, and I'm just getting back. I'm back up to full now because of leftovers grassy terrain. He goes to Rotom Heat. I'm just going right back into Palossand here. As I said before, Palissade's such a good switch into Rotom Heat at this point with the set he's probably running. So I'm just gonna go for a shore up here, I believe, just to scout what he wants to do. Yeah, I shore up here, get myself back up to full. He could keep going for overheats, but that's just gonna put it's gonna be bad for him at this point. And toxic damage is not racking up against my Palossand because I keep switching it in and out, so it's not like doubling up at all. Yes, he can keep making doubles out to Rotom Heat, but like in the end game, like the long game, I'm just going back into Palossand. And I mean, the only difference now is that he's just taking more toxic and rock damage on top of the loop. Because I'm just going for shore up every time on this. Because he predicts the Volt Switch as me going to Mega Nancy, but I said before I'm going to Palossand every time I Rotom Heat because this thing is really good against it. And I'm just gonna go for a Shadow Ball here, put some damage on the top of blue. Because at this point I was calcing. Wait, let me pause it. Because at this point I was calcing, right? Tapu Bulu is now in range of Como at +1 with Poison Jab if he's Kebi Berry. Because after rocks, it dies, I believe, even through the Kebi Berry if I'm at +1. So this is the kind of endgame I was looking at, right? Rotom Heat can't do anything to Como because Como is Lumberry. So that's kind of like the endgame. I was like, yeah, so if I put pressure onto this, pressure onto Tapu Bulu, if I sack off Palossand to Rotom Heat, I just go into Como and just click Giant Hits and it's game over. But especially since I'm guessing these two, Mew and Megalodon, are offensive since they've been keeping it in the back for so long. I don't know if he's going to be nasty. I don't know if he's going to be Mew's going to be Nasty Paw at Calm Mind or Dragon Dance. I have a feeling the Megalodios is either Calm Mind or Dragon Dance. That's kind of the idea. But yeah, that's kind of like what I was looking at here. I'm just going to shore up here, I believe, at this point. I believe I shore up. Yeah, I shore up. And I'm going to just go for a Toxic now. Because I realized that he's just trying to sack off Rotom Heat, and I could just keep clicking shore up on this. But he shows the Pain Spell, which is interesting. So I now know like pretty much almost his entire settings of the last move, which I'm guessing is like some status move. A status move to probably help with Como. But I'm just going to go for a Toxic here and just keep wearing this thing down. And I think I just go for a Shadow Ball here. Do I go for a Shadow Ball here? Yeah, I think I go just for a Shadow Ball or Shore Up. A Shore Up here. Get up as high as possible. I know the toxic damage is doing a lot, but I'm fine with sacking off Palossand for Rotom Heat. Yes, that become a little weaker to special attacking Mega Latios, but I feel like with Milotic I could help with it a little bit. In Jirachi, I just need to get Thunder Wave on Mega Latios, and then that thing's not a problem anymore. I'm going to be brought really low. I'm expecting him to go to the top of Bulu here, but he goes to Mega Latios. I'm just going to fire a Shadow Ball. I really don't have any other reason to. I showed my entire set too, so I'm surprised he didn't go to Registeel either. But yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go to the top of Bulu to just Horn Leech here, get some recovery back. But he goes Mega Latios, which is very interesting. I guess he thought he could set up on this. So I'm just going for a Shadow Ball. He shows to be Dragon Dance, which makes more sense against my team with me having a Scun Tank. But with Grassy Terrain, it doesn't make that much sense with both sorts of Grassy Terrain, but I'm not going to judge him on that. Because I thought for the stat he brought, it was kind of the right one for this match. But I'm not letting this thing get up another Dragon Dance. I'm just going to Milotic and just kill this thing with Ice Beam. Because this thing isn't doing anything. Look at that. We eaten for days. But yeah, Milotic's going to come here. I'm going to get the Ice Beam. And he's gonna go to Tapu Bulu here. And I think I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam. Bring this thing as low as possible. Because at this point, like, Torn-T could win. So I'm just gonna go for an Ice Beam. Bring this thing as low as possible. And Lychee's miss sucked, but yeah, it's not gonna matter too much. I'm gonna go to Jirachi here, expecting the Horn Leech, but he makes the pivot out into Registeel here, which is interesting. And I'm just gonna U-turn. I think I U-turn out into my Milotic here, just to get more damage on it. Yeah, I think I U-turn here, go out to my Milotic. I'm gonna stack this thing off to get Como in for free, because now I see the win con here. Como is the win con here. He can't do anything with Registeel because I already seen his entire moveset, and it's not doing anything to Como at all. I'm just gonna Scald, get this as low as possible, just in case for some reason he saves this later on, and for some reason Mew lives the hit from Como, because I'm guessing that's an offensive Mew based on the type set, but he couldn't be. He also could not be. He also, like, there's a chance that he might not be. But I'm gonna go straight into Como out here. I'm just gonna Dragon Dance on this thing. I believe if he's, let me see, wait. If he's offensive Mew, which I'm guessing what he is, X-Scissor takes out Mew after Star Fox. If he's defensive, I need +2, I think it was. But I think it's +2, maybe? I don't know. I need to check that calc again. But he goes for Toxic and misses, but it's not going to really matter in that point because Tapu Bulu is already weakened. So I'm just going for a second Dragon Dance just because for the Toxic damage. I mean, even if he got the second Toxic off, I'd only be taking a little bit of damage off on it. So like it's not the anything, and I just get Drain Punch off on this, and this is game here. +2, I believe, should take out defensive Mew. So I'm just going for a Drain Punch, take this thing out. Terminator's here for sweeping. And that's GG TCMTL. GG, bro. Tapu actually dies to rocks. I forgot about that. But yeah, Mew comes out. And I'm just going to go for the X-Scissor here. Show that off. And that's GG TCMTL. We ended up winning 4-0 and move on to the next round of playoffs. We do not know who we're facing next. Just because of the way the thing works for drafting playoff positions, I guess. It's kind of weird. But yeah, GG to TCMTL. Yeah, that was a really long game. 76 turns, right? But like the first kill of the entire match was at turn 56. So there was a lot of pivoting and stuff, and just wearing things down in the early game, which is kind of like the idea, what I had for this team. I didn't think it would work that well with the team. I thought Azumarill was coming, and I thought Bandit Azumarill was coming, because that thing is terrifying, which is literally the reason why I brought Milotic, or Belly Drum. Azumarill could have came too, which is why I brought Haze. But yeah, we are pulling up a dub. Really good for us. Now looking at things that could have happened. So the hacks are during the games. We talked about the paras. They happened. Like it was bound to happen with paralysis. In the end, the Leech Seed miss didn't really matter too much because he would have been at a little bit higher HP, yes, but he would have been out. He just would have been outside the range of rocks, and Como killed anyway. So, and I would have just pivoted out to Jirachi anyway. It's kind of the idea. If he went for the Horn Leech, it would have been a different story or something like that. I don't know. He wouldn't have missed Horn Leech though. Let's see. So Death Drop on the Mega Virus didn't matter because it was dying to Milotic anyway with Ice Beam. Trying to think. The Leech Seed misses, I guess, throughout the game was kind of frustrating, I guess. And the burn of Registeel, which is bound to happen because I was just going to try to keep burning that thing, so we wouldn't get as much recovery. But yeah, that's it for us. We move on to the next round of semifinals, and we'll see if we actually if we get to pick who we play next week or if we get picked for next week. Because if A12 or Sketch lose in their playoff game, that means I get to pick who I get to play. Not really get to pick because like it's gonna be like only the top 2 teams get to pick it left. It's kind of confusing, but yeah. GG to TCMTL, great battle. And yeah, we'll move on to the next round. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, Dash.